Hello, this is Dr. Daryl Haslam with a quick video series to help you give you some tips on how to survive the holidays with your relatives. The holidays are such a wonderful time. We enjoy our time with family, but at times there are some troublesome and hurtful interactions that come from these holidays that can really put a damper on things. So this video is the first part of two videos where I will share with you some key principles and attitudes that'll help you weather the holidays a little better with some relatives that may be a little troubling for you. In the second video, I will share with you some specific suggestions of things you can do. So the first key attitude or key principle that you need to remember to successfully weather the holidays with some relatives that you may not, you may be worried about encountering or things that they might say and do. The first attitude is you need to have a proactive, growth-oriented attitude about yourself and about others when you come into the holidays. The key part to remember about that is don't be a victim. So many times we come into these situations, hope that someone isn't going to say something or do something hurtful, and then they do, and then, oh, everyone's upset, and you feel defensive, or you feel like you need to withdraw, or all these hurtful things happen. And so we need to stay out of that zone. You need to remember that it's you can choose not to react and instead act. Don't be a victim. You always have the power to choose your own behavior and your attitude regardless of what someone else does. So don't get sucked in to becoming a victim and feeling like a victim, feeling hurt. Yes, you might be hurt. Someone might say or do something that is incredibly hurtful or incredibly insensitive, but you still do not need to be in that mode. So you are the master of your emotional reactions and your emotional climate. You are the architect of your emotional outlook. So remember that as you go into the holiday zone. Number two, maintain a positive sense of self. You need to work on accepting and validating yourself. And you might say, well, I do, but the problem is when people say things that are critical or hurtful of us, a lot of times they hit us in our buttons that are little insecurities or vulnerabilities or things that we feel down about ourselves or insecure about. We all have insecurities, even if you're a confident person. And so those are the places where people get us reactive, is when they get us in those places that are a bit sensitive to us. So what you need to do is work on completely accepting and validating yourself in the face of criticism, that even if someone does say something hurtful or critical of you, that you can still take a step back and say, I still accept myself. I still feel okay about myself, even though this person is being critical of me or saying some hurtful things. That is critical. Okay, so a couple things you can do under this one is, number one, refuse to take your comments and criticisms personally. Don't let it become personal, even if it may be designed personally. Don't take it personally. A lot of times people say things that are critical or hurtful, at least feel that way to us, and they really aren't meant to be personal. And we take it personally, and they really don't need to be. So refuse to take comments and criticisms personally, even if they're meant that way. Also, refuse to let people's comments or attitudes ruin your day or your mood. Just because someone else is toxic or negative or going to say that thing that shouldn't have been said doesn't need to mean it ruins your day. Let it go. Let it wash off like the rain off of an umbrella. Just let it go. Refuse to be reactive. Refuse to be retaliatory. And guess what? You are still in charge of your emotional climate, and you haven't been sucked into this emotional world. And that brings us to the third suggestion of this video, and that is have a plan for the contingencies that may come up. When you have these attitudes with these interactions with your relatives, you know a lot of times where a lot of these things may occur. And so have a plan for when a person might say or do that hurtful thing, and have a plan for how you're going to deal with it. And I've got some suggestions in the second video that will help you. But don't get sucked into someone's emotional trap. Again, don't let someone else's poisonous attitude poison you, or someone having a problem with you. Yeah, they might have some things to say that maybe you need to think about, but just you don't need to let their negative attitude or their poisonous way of going about things ruin your day. Don't get sucked up into the emotional trap. Anticipate it, strategize for it, have a plan for if someone does that. And again, I'll talk about that in the next video. And if you do these three things and you have these attitudes and really try to do them well, you will have a more successful and happier time your holidays, regardless of what the other person is doing. So again, Dr. Daryl Haslam, Emotional Freedom Life. Look us up on Facebook and our website, and please click on the second video where I'll share with you some more suggestions. Thanks.